We should be kicking off 5 minutes past the hour.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, James. Hello. How are you?
Oops. Sorry, I'm turning down my other device. I do a sound check for Mr. Dean, so I forgot it was on. Yeah, all good over here. How about you, Plan A? What's good?
Doing good. You know, it's been just traveled.
What time zone are you in? Are you in Asia time zone, or are you in Europe time zone, or?
No, I'm to the other side of the world. I'm actually in the Caribbean, in the Americas.
Wow,
so that's a different time
Caribbean.
So,
How long are you there?
Well, I mean, you know, it's sort of over a week.
Yeah,
just over with, and not a long one at all. But yes, and you, how is it all going?
everything's going well. I mean, I'm about to do my split Vietnam and Singapore living, so I'm flying to Vietnam on Friday for a 4 week or a 6 week kind of stint. They've already the company has got an apartment over there, and I'll be kind of living both places. I love Vietnam. I'd only been over there. I'd only visited once in June, and I love it. I mean, I've always loved Vietnamese food, and the vibe there is much more relaxed than Singapore. Much more relaxed than Singapore.
Oh God, absolutely. But yes, on the food front, you're absolutely right. Vietnamese food is sort of really good and healthy overall. Yes, as in not too much oil in the food.
Yeah. And I'm always trying to watch out for that. I mean, the oil's delicious, but if I want to stay on this planet some additional years, I better stop eating all the delicious food and start doing a little healthy living. Yeah.
Yes. Well, good. I think I think we've got a quorum to kick off our meeting for today. We are really approaching some major milestones, and at the same time, sort of taking off milestones that are equally important, and I would like us to discuss during this meeting the Inferno launch, which was pretty much, I'd say, seamless. So that's good. I think we'll kick off just very quickly with the TitanX distribution starts, and then we will hand over to say, well, James, if you have any update as to anything in the pipeline and so on, that will be great. And I think we'll then hand over to Utah to give us a summary of from an insider's view of what has happened over the last few days. Again, we are approaching some significant milestones ahead. This is day 275. Day 280 is just 5 days away, and so good. I mean, there's a lot to look forward to. I am impressed. I'm not just saying it, but because we've observed this occur. But the launch of Inferno was seamless, and it is gaining traction, I think. So let's see how the entire ecosystem behaves over the next few days. But Utah, it will be good to get your input as well. And of course, after that, I'll say we open up the floor, and any questions, any topics that any topic or topics that you want to raise, anyone wants to raise, that would be the time. But good. On that note, let's kick off. So, okay, I'm just going to the stats page of TitanX, and liquid TitanX, 27.89% of TitanX minted so far is available on the market. In terms of numbers, it's just approximately 38 trillion, and I'm just rounding it up. Now, there's been an increase from the previous weeks, and as we approach day 280, of course, sounding like a broken record, we'll continue to see this creep up throughout the month of August and, of course, September. But again, I think really what we all want to see is really how the entire ecosystem behaves as we approach this hyperinflationary, if you like, the highest levels of inflation that we will expect in this, in the ecosystem over the next, and that will be the next 2 months. But anyway, we're looking at 38 trillion TitanX tokens on the market. Staked is just 17 trillion, and again, I'm rounding this up. Let me look at buy and burn. The buy and burn is 44%, 44.14%. And in terms of numbers, that's over 60 trillion. Again, these tokens will not be seen on the market again. They've been bought and burned, forever. And it's important to know. So you look at the liquid TitanX as in TitanX circulating, and it's just approximately 38 trillion. You look at buy and burn, it's 60 trillion. And so we keep, again, for those of us who are new, I think most of us who are here on a regular basis know exactly what the story is here. But exactly, it's just simply telling us here that, this system is working. And as we approach the milestones ahead, we want to kind of see how this behaves or whether it holds up. Your guess is as good as mine. Nothing here is financial advice, but so far, what we're looking at, the system is holding up really nicely. BOT protocols, we've got 7.9% of all TitanX tokens that's been mined and claimed, have been absorbed by the BOT protocols. And in terms of numbers, that's 10.7 trillion tokens. Hyper, 5.66% of all TitanX tokens that have ever been kind of mined and claimed, have been absorbed by Hyper. In terms of numbers, again, it's 7.7 trillion. Just rounding it up. Again, just bear with me. Let me just quickly go to our buy and burn pools, see what's there. V2, it seems, V2 is just over 5 million worth of ETH, and V1 is 14.5, or I'll round it up to 14.6 million worth of ETH. Now, this is interesting. So it's just under 20 million. Let me quickly now just go back. Okay, yeah. So I'm back on the stats page now, and just want to, before I hand over to Mike, of course, Mike. I just want to say I'm not going to go through Hyper, but if you go through all the build on TitanX protocols, you will find the relevant stats for each protocol, and each stats tells a story, very similar story. I think we then have, if we do that, we have a more holistic view of what's happening in the entire ecosystem. But again, I say so far so good. We are approaching some key milestones, which we will discuss during the course of our meeting here. On that note, I just want to pause, hand over to Mike, and then of course we can move on to James, Utah Crypto, and then open up. Good. Mike, over to you.
I hope you're enjoying your holiday. You're somewhere nice on an island or something. Enjoy some nice food, nice weather.
You bet.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, I'm just here at home now, munching on some cherry tomatoes. So no steak today, but maybe steak later on. We'll see. Anyway, I have two things in mind today, and the first thing I want to introduce is I'm going to make a video about this as well. But for now, I'm going to introduce the feature. It's a portfolio feature on TitanXhub.com. And yeah, the thing is why I'm excited to show you this new portfolio feature is that, yeah, this is essentially for the TitanX community. All the like so far you can track your TitanX miners and payout stats. That's something, but on top of that as well, which is the normal portfolio, you can have all your assets on Ethereum, most of the assets on Ethereum and Pulse chain. And yeah, if there's any coins missing there, just let me know. I can add it as well. So if you want to check it out and test it out, it's on titanxhub.com/portfolio. And the most important thing is there is no wallet connect needed. So you don't need to connect your wallet to use it. You can just paste in your address. And on top of that, also you have you can add as many wallets as you want. And yeah, so mostly you're going to see all the live prices there. Yeah, on Ethereum or Pulse chain, as I said earlier. And yeah, also your TitanX miners and the payout stats. There's definitely more things coming, but I want you guys to test it out first and see if things are working correctly. I did send out some few DMs for few people who tested it out. So far, there wasn't any big issues so far. So it seems to be working without any big issues. So that's definitely something good to hear. And probably lastly, to just make sure it's completely privacy friendly. This was actually the most hardest bit to make it really privacy friendly, but yeah, it worked out. So everything runs on the client side, so it means on your browser itself. There is no data saved in any server whatsoever. So this is just something good if you want to check that out. That's titanxhub.com/portfolio. So that's the first thing, what I was excited about to tell you guys about. And the second thing I want to talk about is the day 369 payouts. I think this is also something interesting for sure for most of you guys. And one thing for sure is we have two. We've got DragonX and Helios, which both of them have stakes on TitanX, so they are going to get a piece of that Ethereum on day 369. So yeah, you might wonder like how much is actually there to take. Right now, it's around 2,496 Ethereum, and at current prices, that's around 8 million. So, well, a bit of change, I would say, right? So probably let's look at, let's say, DragonX, because I think this is pretty interesting. I mean, I think you guys have also seen like the price of DragonX shot up the last few days or so. And potentially this is probably one of the reasons, right? Right now, DragonX, they have around 49.9 billion shares. That equates to around 38.4. So let's say 38.4% of the global shares. So that would also mean they were going to be taking around 959 Ethereum. So that's around 3 million. which they're going to be able to take. And if you remember correctly from when I interviewed Eric back then, you would know that 44.5% of that goes to the buy and burn. So it buys DragonX off the market and burns it. So that's going to be around $1.32 million, right? So that's definitely going to be very, very interesting, because if you just look on Deck Screener, I think there's, I think on the DragonX side, probably I checked the last time. I think it was around $30,000 or something, which you can buy like DragonX to be bought off. So there is going to be, how much did I say again? Let me go back to my notes here quick. What was that again? Sorry, 1.32 million. Yeah, so that's definitely going to be extremely interesting for sure. So that's that regarding day 369 for DragonX. And if you look at also Helios here, they're also going to get some piece of that action as well, which is going to be interesting. So by the way, day 369 is going to be on the 30th of October, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think that should be the right date. And yeah, Helios is going to get around 280 Ethereum. So current prices, that's around 260K. And 70% of that goes to the buy and burn. I've also attached the 2 tweets here regarding DragonX and Helios on today on the on top here. You can see that if you're on Twitter. But yeah, so I think that's from me today. I think that was pretty interesting. Guys, just don't forget, check out the TitanX.com/portfolio and let me know how you like it. And if there's something not working correctly, we'll check it out. Thank you, and give it to the next person.
James. Well, thanks, Mike. That was a good summary on that. And please let's all take our time to look at TitanXHub.com. There is really a lot of really good information for the community there. So good. Thanks, Mike. James, do you have anything for us?
Yeah, I mean, it's not my normal recap since we're not building a new thing. I just want to say once again for Mike Dean and his counterpart there, I forget the other gentleman's name. Is it Tim? There's another guy in your team. I haven't chatted with him for a long time. I just want to really thank you for everything that you continue to build. I mean, the portfolio tracker is, I don't know if that's a revenue generator for you. It seems like it's a nice to have, like I want to build this for the community. And I just want to say thank you very, very much for that effort. So back to, I'll just do a quick repeat. So Baby DragonX, as all of you know, is only paired with DragonX. And if I'm looking at the DragonX chart, around the 25th of July, DragonX was 6.2750, and it's now at 6.7416, just 2.8x of not too long ago. Baby DragonX, we would have some similar numbers, except somebody decided to take a nice chunky profit 5 days ago, which that's fine. People should take profits. I highly encourage that. But they sold $4,000 worth of Baby DragonX, so that was probably one of the whales. I mean, I look at those wallets sometimes and see who's who. So we are up 21% just for 24 hours, but we'd probably be up 2x also over the past 7 to 10 days if it wasn't for that super large sell. Anyways, we are really looking forward to day 369. The TitanX tide raises all ships, and the DragonX piece, and we are sitting in there. We've accumulated a little extra DragonX, and I've accumulated some Baby DragonX over the past 30 days. When we turn on our buy and burn, well, we expect that to also amplify things. So it's a wait. The day 369 is coming a lot faster than I thought, though. Day 280 is right around the corner, what, 15 days? And day 369, Mike was saying middle of October. That's fantastic. That's really fantastic. So thanks, everyone. Like I said, we're not building anything new with Baby DragonX, just based on, there's other interesting projects in TitanX ecosystem that I'm personally working, personally actually investing in. So we're not building anything new at this time on Baby DragonX. So thanks for the time, everyone, and I'll be listening in.
Thanks, James. Thanks for that. Utah Crypto or Justin, that's Rainman. Please take it from there.
Hey guys, one quick thing. It's day 275 in TitanX right now, so you're 5 days away from day 280.
My math is awful. Thank you for that. Sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. I'm watching it like a hawk, right? So I know it's literally right in front of my face right now. I'm looking at it. So yeah, Inferno was good, wild, crazy, stressful, fun, exciting, all kinds of things that go along with the launch. Yeah, it's pretty intense actually. But honestly, that mad dash at the end was so fun. It's the first time I've been laughing and enjoying myself in crypto, honestly, in a while. So, and one thing that I want to point out, we're getting some people coming into the Telegram thinking that they had mined some tokens, and they actually didn't. So if you're using a new dApp that you've never interacted with before, I know for sure on MetaMask, there's going to be two different transactions that need to happen. One is the approval to use your TitanX, and then the other is to actually, do the mint function. So there were some folks that only did the first part and thought that they minted, and in fact they didn't. And when they went to claim, there was nothing there. So just an FYI for people in the community if you're not aware of that. And if you go on the Inferno dApp, when you go to mint, you'll know if it went through. If you scroll down, it's going to tell you how many Inferno you're going to be able to claim. And if that's a 0, something's wrong. So just a heads up for the community. So yeah, mint cycle went well. Buy and burn has been functioning properly. So that's good. It's buying Blaze. It's buying Inferno, little clips at a time. So everything's just trucking right along. Should get really exciting come Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So, and also, if you add up the percentages, it doesn't come up to 100% the first week. That's because it rolls over to the next week. So that way we keep the buy and burn going after week 8 mint cycle is over. There's still buy and burn active. So yeah, shout out to Mike Dean for the portfolio tracker. I'm gonna try it today. I haven't tried it yet. And the fact that you don't have to connect any wallet to it, man, that's awesome, because a lot of people get scammed hooking up to portfolio trackers that they don't know anything about and connecting their wallet to it. Not, no shade on Mike. I know he's solid, but I just see it all the time in the community. So any kind of portfolio tracker where you can just punch in your address and not have to connect a wallet is super secure and very user friendly.
Great, thanks, Utah. That's thanks, a great summary. I think the numbers speak for themselves. The number speaks for itself. When you look at the number of TitanX tokens that have been deposited within the Inferno protocol, it's nearing 1 trillion, and that's day 2 now of day. We're going on to day 3, correct? Is that Utah? Just bear with me. Let me. Yeah, I mean, it seems. Oh, day 4. It's a day 4. That's what it says on the website. So, in any case, yeah.
No, it's not day 4.
Okay.
It's day
Because
2 and some change. What you're looking at is the countdown timer,
okay.
right?
For the second, yeah, the cycle 2. Okay. Would it be
Yeah.
good? You're correct, and I definitely acknowledge that. Would you mind in the future? So just put the number of days. Is that okay? Just to put the number of days in the same way as we have on sort of the TitanX website, as well as Blaze, I believe, so that we could tell the day. But you're correct. It launched on Friday, so I think this should be day 2. And so on. So anyway,
Yeah, I can read to the team
yes.
for sure.
Good.
And yeah, I almost forgot. I can't believe I left this out. Yes, we took in 779,000 or billion,
Billy, yeah.
651 million TitanX. So yeah, that was good. We really wanted that 1 trillion. We wanted it bad, but hey, it is what it is. We're really pumped about this next cycle though, because we did change the allocation, right, for the ratio. So
Yes.
the next 2 weeks, you're still getting a screaming deal on your ratios, because you're only getting 5% less next week, and then a total of 10% less the week after that. And so there's going to be a lot of TitanX on the market. So if you guys want to play in Inferno, bring it on over. It's been fun. It's been a good time, and I think it's going to do really well, honestly.
Definitely keeping fingers crossed, and it is definitely doing well so far. So it's definitely one to keep an eye on. Now, this is a major milestone. Long and short of it, I think those of us who sort of been regulars here will probably remember that we went through, I think, about 5 or so projects that we said will launch before day 369, and Inferno was one of those. Now we've got sorry, well, let me just take a look at this. Yes, we've got an additional project, and this was one that we gleaned from the interview that Blaze had with Ali. Did a good job, I must say. All the Blaze team with Jake, and apparently there is a surprise project in the pipeline. So we will say now it's 6 projects that have either launched. In the case of Inferno, has now launched or will launch before day 369. Now, of course, we don't have an exact date for X28. I will say, again, I'm not speaking from a position of knowing when this is going to launch, but it's going to have to be before before day 369, or not too long after. So fingers crossed on that. But I'd like to remind us of the other projects. So Ouroboros is one that we understand is in audit. So fingers crossed on that. Pulsar is one that we also understand is in the pipeline. So keeping fingers crossed on that. Titan Farms, which I think Eric of this is how we I think this is one that Eric has, Eric from DragonX. So fingers crossed on that. But I think the Titan Farms idea is definitely one that is very good, and I think the time is really is ripe for it. So I think all in all, we are in for some really good, interesting times in a good way. So we have these milestones to look forward to. We have the payouts that we know. The 369 payout. We've got day 280. That's five days away. And let's just as a community continue to work together, to share ideas, raise issues as they arise, and I think we will certainly do really well. That is my view. It's an opinion. So I think yes, there's a lot to look forward to, and I'm certainly looking forward to all of these projects. Rainman, over to you.
Hey, Plan A, how you doing today?
Doing well, thanks.
Yeah, thanks for hosting as usual, and Mike, thanks for updating TitanX Hub. That's awesome with the portfolio thing, and a lot of other folks in here, Mo and Rich and Mello in our chat. We appreciate that and everything, and just want to say thanks for everybody that participated in the launch. And we hope it brings great things to the ecosystem, as we always do, right? And we know these are all experiments, and there's never any financial advice. And I'm not going to completely echo what Utah said, but it's great to bring in almost 800 billion TitanX, right? We burned like 62 billion, something like that. And it's slowly, Inferno is just going to be burned out of existence, basically, if we can keep up this pace with only an 8-week minting span. So it's going to be interesting, and we're going to continue to be doing the weekly blaze, and have our little space on Monday as well. And if anybody has anything that they want to contribute or thoughts to us, come in the Telegram and drop some knowledge, and because we're always open to hearing what people have to say about how to move forward and potentially the best way. And so we're in there all the time. And guys, big thanks to the TitanX community for still having faith in us after Blaze, and we're glad we got this off the ground. So appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Raymond. That was really well said and very much appreciated. The TitanX community is really super, and I'm really so proud of this community, and so glad that I'm part of it. So again, I think last call we talked about doing DeFi together here, and I'd say in a very ethical way. Really, if you look, all of the projects we're talking about here are all self-funded by the founders, doing DeFi in a way that, particularly the scale of it, that I don't know of any other ecosystem that has managed to do this. And again, this is not just patting ourselves on the back and kind of jumping kind of the gun at all. No, the fact is so far so good, and it is important to acknowledge that. And so, to all the builders again, and perhaps it doesn't get said enough. Thank you very much. I think we're building a rock solid ecosystem, a strong base, and we're looking within the next few months to continue to deepen the liquidity that we have within the ecosystem. And so, yes, thanks. I'll say, well, the floor is open. Can anyone who has any questions or any concerns, literally anything, feel free to come up and raise it. I would really like to acknowledge Mo again. Mo, I mean, thank you for everything that you do for the community. It's so very much appreciated. Thanks. Ose, thank you for your work as well. Thank you. I see Chiz as well. I love those the carvings. That's that is our good luck kind of charm. But on a serious note, really, if you look at the work that members of our community continue to put in, it's just incredible. I see DeFi Prosperity 369. Look at the summary he provides every day. That again provides us a a helicopter view of what's happening on a daily basis. These are the vitals of the ecosystem that you can get very quickly just by casting an eye over the work that DeFi Prosperity the great work that he's doing. So again, thanks everyone. And again, the floor is open. Any questions, concerns, feel free.
Plenty. I just wanted to echo that, didn't scroll down enough for, Stray being in our chat all the time and Chiz posting what he does online and DeFi Prosperity, Angels and Demons, saying stuff. And of course, Mo, Ozzy, and everybody doing what they're doing. I need to scroll down before I finish that up next time. Sorry. Sorry, guys. You are greatly appreciated. Thank you for your help and support.
Thank you. Great. So let's see, Mike. I'm not putting you on the spot at all here, but do you want to share sort of any further insights on what's happening with Hyper and what we can take from that going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I'm also, yeah, I mean, again, I can definitely weigh in on that a little. And I would also want to ask probably some of the other people how they look at it as well. It seems to me rather that Hyper is the accelerated version of TitanX, right? So I think when the miners all stopped and then became deflationary, I mean, I've said this I think last week as well, is that now you could see that it became deflationary. And yeah, I mean, you can correlate when it started to become deflationary and what the price was, because I mean, it's also very easy to calculate who has the biggest ROI, right? The first miner, let's say, with the biggest ROI, you can calculate that what the average price is for him, and then just have a look at that on the screener and see how that worked out, and and then see what probably TitanX will do in some ways. So I think there's definitely some parallels between Hyper and TitanX. And obviously there's the liquidity pool, which is tied to it as well somewhat. So one of the interesting thing which I'm looking at for Hyper is if TitanX will be following kind of like a similar pattern. So this is what I'm looking more and more into it now. And so definitely have some insights how I want to participate into it. And I think it's quite interesting. But I think Hyper is the accelerated version of TitanX. I would like to hear what probably others think about Hyper so far.
Does anyone have any input there? Well, I think we definitely will continue to keep an eye on Hyper and see how it performs. But what we clearly see is a tightening of supply, and it's interesting to see, of course, the knock-on effect on price. And I think we cannot discount the network effect within the ecosystem itself. The bonded liquidity is playing its role. I think the entire ecosystem is designed really quite well. So there's really an efficient way that liquidity has been managed so far. Again, whether that be by design or by accident, I think we are now coming up to a year anniversary on looking at day 369. It has to be, I think the conclusion has to be that the liquidity that has passed through the system and is retained by the system has really been utilized efficiently. And so I think we're noticing the overall design of the system, of the TitanX protocol, of TitanX ecosystem. We're noticing the positives of that in the way that Hyper has performed so far. Well, Des, yes, I think you want
Yeah,
to share something with us, I believe. Yeah.
not so much. I just want to appreciate you with this space all the time. Of course, we all know that we love it, and I just want to appreciate all the members, all the TitanX community that has been holding strong. Yeah, because we all know that good things don't come easy, man. Yeah. If good thing comes easy, then everybody will have it, you know. So eventually all the efforts that we put in and that we yet to put in, because the work has not even started yet. So when we're gonna start marketing, which we will do, because we will not have to rely on buy and burn. That's not enough. So we will do marketing. So when that time comes, we put all hands on desk to make sure that we reach, out to the maximum people that we will be able to reach out to participate, because it's a beautiful ecosystem to begin with. It's been built from ground up to where it is right now, and it looks like we are beginning to see a little bit of light towards the end of the tunnel, and it's just the beginning. And and also I want to point out, do we know why our Twitter handle does not show on Dex Screener? We do. Last time I looked at it, I was looking at something. I checked it. It was like 4 days ago. I don't know if it's there now. So on the Dex Screener, our Twitter handle is not there, but Telegram and website is there. So I don't know if that's a problem that we can fix, because when we start gaining traction, I think it would be a lot of people go to that screen, of course, and it might help to make it easier for people to find us in all the platforms where we are, instead of having to work a little bit harder. Yeah, and thanks again for the space.
Thank you. Thanks, Dex. I think we took it. I'm making a note of that. That the so in Dex Screener, you say that is it the link doesn't
Dex
work? Huh?
Screener.
Yeah.
There's no Twitter there like X there,
X,
so
yeah.
you can click and go to the X, page. No.
Okay, great. Okay, it's thanks again for the input. Then that's noted. It's great. Any other comments?
No, I'm good. Good for now. We're doing well. We're doing very well, in my opinion.
Yeah. Great. Thank you. Again, I think I'm going to have to second that. We are, as a community, over the last few months, the ups and the downs we've been through it, and I think I do see that light at the end of the tunnel that you mentioned, and the next few months will be really interesting. I think from what I see from the comments, the sentiment in the community is that I think the community understands that the next 2 months, this really high inflationary months, would it may not really be. Sorry, put it this way. I'll just take a step back. I think people understand what to expect, so it may not really present that opportunity that that people like me thought would be there. But again, if it turns out that we can get cheap TitanX tokens on the market, of course, I mean, that will be something that one will welcome. But I think the community really is getting it. The community recognizes that there is a design here that is playing out, and so if you add to that protocols like Inferno, if they perform and continue to perform throughout these inflationary months, or really hyperinflationary months, we may not get that many TitanX tokens on the market for as one expected, which is good from a community perspective. But again, I think we all, I guess, would determine our own strategies for the next few months. And I think, the opportunity here is that we understand exactly how this is designed. We understand what's expected. Again, the hyperinflationary, deflationary narrative, and tie that to facts, because a narrative is nothing unless it's supported by real facts. So anyway, I think that's me on that front. Again, Desk, thank you so much for that. I think yes, we're looking forward to the future. Any further comments? Oh yes, cheers, please.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
So two things. I'm driving. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, just props to the Blaze Inferno team. You guys are a phenomena. Just as a team, and just the positivity and the energy that you guys bring is great. And I really like Inferno. You know, it's a so good work, guys. You guys are killing it. So that's the first thing. About Hyper, a few things. I was in the Hyper chat a few days ago, and Jake was in there.
Chiz, I'm sorry, you rocked a bit there.
And someone asked them a question.
Chiz, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I know you have. We really want to hear what you. Sorry, I don't mean to talk over you. We really want to hear what you have to say, but we're really struggling to hear you.
All right. Well, why don't I try later? Just because I'm driving and it's probably too loud.
Okay. I know it's just rugging, as in you're coming in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm driving through the mountains. How is it now?
Okay. It's same, as in, we're losing you. You're coming in, and let's see. Okay, try talking again. Try. Okay, no, I think it's really it's difficult to hear you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see if we can do this. So I was in the.
Okay, great. Just I think the gist of it is really, I think definitely the Blaze team have really set an example. They've gone at it in a really good way, and they have stuck to it, as in they've set out a path of travel, or a direction of travel, and they have stuck to it. And so, and they're gaining traction. And that is something that I think we all could take, with us. And if together as a community we do this and stick to it, we do have something beautiful here that over the next few months will continue to play out, and I believe will play out beautifully. So Chiz, I think the gist of what you said is definitely I completely agree with. Good. I think we are sort of approaching the hour mark. If anyone has any other comment or comments, we will. Yes, of course. We'd love to hear. We'd love to hear it, and you know, gain any insights that you may have.
Hey, Plan A.
Yeah.
I just want to add, something that you guys are talking about, just about being optimistic in the ecosystem. If you look around the rest of crypto right now, on all chains, and there's a lot of chains that I like, and I'm not a maxi, but there's really nothing being built the level of protocol sophistication with the tokenomics that are coming out of the TitanX ecosystem. I mean, there's nothing out there. I mean, you got $1 billion meme coins on Solana, and you got other things. Really nothing that's kind of designed to be not financial advice, right? But products, right? In this DeFi space that TitanX is kind of catalysted. And as far as I think Revo said it a couple weeks ago in one of his tweets, it's almost functioning like a layer one, even though it's not. It's like it's like a little currency basically. And I kind of call it a key coin, myself, to enter all these other protocols with, and it'll have value and whatnot as it becomes disinflationary, and everybody will do their part to try to help that happen, obviously. And but we're going to continue to bring big value to Blaze and in Inferno and in TitanX also. But I think it's super optimistic, and with our timing as well. January, 4 months away, coming up on that, and that's not necessarily the end or the beginning of the bull run based off of all these ETFs. So we have time. We don't need to rush. We don't need to sit on the couch either at the same time and do nothing. But I think we're in a very good position as far as timing is concerned, and and not to get crypto fatigue, and just kind of let this play out and let the tokenomics function. So just wanted to second that. I heard you talk about that a minute ago. Thanks.
Yes, I completely agree. I think what we're doing here is, and I was thinking about this recently. The entire ecosystem is working together to regulate inflation of the base currency. Just using that term again, you use and the base currency being TitanX. But there are opportunities in the various parts of the ecosystem. Now, this is a very innovative way of creating a currency and regulating the inflation of that currency. And you could do that through memes, a combination of memes like what we have with Inferno. It's a meme, but at the same time, it has that utility of taking TitanX off, the market and contributing to the deflationary story. And you have the same thing with Blaze, Helios. Helios also, of course, we know Helios presents that opportunity of earning TitanX up payouts. Blaze, you can get your ETH payouts if you play the game. But in all these, with these mechanics that are built in, you see that the primary function is really the burning of this, either the burning or the reduction of TitanX as, and to lend to that deflationary process. And so let us see how this is going to play out. I think it is, as we all could see, it really, the TitanX ecosystem is really shaping up to become something that is really, really interesting. And I completely agree. It will ultimately behave like a layer one within a layer one. And who knows where this is going to lead? Who knows where this is going to lead come next bull market? Because we are definitely attracting quite a few projects for an ecosystem that isn't a separate blockchain or doesn't have its own separate blockchain. We are really have been able to gather a number of projects that are really interesting. And so looking at the next few months, and we talked about this earlier, the likes of the Ouroboros, which will be, your lending stablecoin protocol, with a deflationary TitanX, it will be really interesting to see how such a protocol and stablecoin will behave. So again, let us let us continue to work together on this. I think we've put in a lot in this community, and there are going to be people coming in next year. As we know, it always happens that when the market gets into that irrational phase, then you see new people coming in, and we need to be positioned and positioned properly to be able to give an option to those who recognize this option and an opportunity and take advantage of it. So and that's what we're doing. So let's we continue to do that. Another thing I'm looking forward to is this X28. X28, from what Jake described during the Blaze interview, I just find that really super interesting and exciting at the same time. So let us see what will happen with X28, but that may very well, ignite quite a bit in this ecosystem. So good. I think I've said enough on that note, and I think I would like to, again say, anyone, if you've got any comments, any questions, please do let us know. There's a lot of information within this ecosystem. For those of us who may be new here, there is a lot of information, a lot of data that one could go through and get a good gist of what's going on. But these spaces, these weekly spaces, present us an opportunity to discuss these issues. And so if you have any questions, again, or concerns, anything, please feel free to come up. Otherwise, we will start rounding up. We've now hit the hour mark. We'll start rounding up if there are no further questions or further comments.
I just wanted to say something. So if you're just a TitanX holder and you don't want to, get involved with any of the side projects or anything like that, because maybe you don't know, or you're just a, strong TitanX believer, I get it. I totally understand. But one thing that we can all do, every single person in this community is a marketer if they want to be. Jake was posting it. He put out a tweet the other day about it. Well, how do we get eyes on this thing? Well, every single one of us needs to be out there retweeting, even for the side projects. If you don't want to invest your money, retweet their content, set your notifications on so you can get out there and start retweeting everybody. If there's people in here, making charts and tracking, different things going on in the TitanX community, turn on your notifications, go repost all their stuff. I mean, that's how we do it. I mean, it's up to us, right? Because we are so far in the belly of DeFi. It's not like we got huge marketing budgets. A lot of people don't even know we exist. I mean, and we got to get out there. We got to get out there and let them know what we're doing out here. I mean, for instance, I'll plug Blaze right now, because if you're staking Blaze right now, you're getting amazing Ethereum rewards. You really are. I mean, it's early days of TitanX staking, and us in here, we know how beautiful that was, but a lot of other people have no clue. I mean, I have a diamond hand stake, which is 4,000 Blaze, which is staked. In every 8 days so far, I've got over $1,000 of Ethereum rewards every 8 days so far. I mean, not financial advice, but I'm not sure where you can go and get those kinds of returns anywhere, you know? So, I mean, we just really got to get the word out, all of us, and, you know, and the community is great. And there's a lot of people that I see in this, you know, in here right now that are amazing, you know, Rich and Mo and everybody, Chiz, you know, Aussie, DeFi, all these people are out here doing it, but we got to get more people. We got to get these other community members out there to start doing it, you know, because you know, when we're tweeting, we're kind of just, you know, tweeting to the same people we always tweet to. But if we get some of these other people, you know, to jump in and start tweeting, well, they're touching people that don't know. And then those people that don't know are touching other people that don't know. And I think that's the easiest thing we can do. And it's honestly free. And it takes 30 seconds to repost a tweet. And if you requote it, I learned this from Mo. If you requote the tweet, not just repost it, but requote it and write a sentence before it, it's like 7x on the algorithm, how effective it can be. So thanks to everybody for the support. Thanks for hosting the spaces. You know, come on into Inferno. You're going to get a great rate next Friday. And we appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much for that. That was, again, so well said. And yeah, I think there's only really that much that can be repeated. And, you know, I think the steps really are for us to take. But the information is really being made available on a regular basis. So thanks again for that. I think on that note, I would like to start rounding up. And so, yes, Mike, I'd like you to, you know, let us know whether you have any final remarks. James, you can go now. Utah, Rainman, I know that you guys you've given, you know, quite given us some gems already and some great encouragement. But yes, if you have any final words for us, that'd be great. Okay, Mike, over to you.
Yeah, so thank you for joining in again, the guys on here on X, and for all the other people listening on YouTube. Don't forget to spank that like button on the way out. Yeah, so all in all, yeah, just grateful, feel grateful being here in the community, and I wanna, yeah, send a special shout out to Mackenzie. She did some testing on the titanxhub.com/portfolio and gave me some few feedback, and did change some few things already. And all the other people who have also better tested it. So yeah, I mean, one thing I would like to share is just go and check out the portfolio site and see if that works out for you. And if you have any feedback, let me know, and we'll take it from there. Thank you very much, and see you next time.
Excellent. Thanks, Mike. James?
Yeah, thanks for the time here. Wrap up. I generally say everything I want to at the beginning, but based on today's call, you know, the community call, there's been some really good community feedback. You know, a couple of people have really poured their heart out about, you know, how much they really enjoy what we're doing and helping get the word out to others. That's really heartfelt, and I'm actually going to up my game a little bit on that one also. So I wanted to say that I learned something from the community today. So that's a good thing. Thanks, everyone. Cheers.
Thanks, James. Rainman.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks, James. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks everybody for showing out every week, and again, you know, have a great week. Keep it optimistic. You know, don't be stuck in the computer all the time, and live life. You know, and I will say the last thing on Inferno. You know, look out for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday when the burn interval percentages increase, because that's when you're going to start to see some craziness every week with Inferno during the 8 minutes. But But I've said enough, and you guys have a wonderful week wherever you are in this world.
Thank you. Thanks, Raymond. Utah Crypto, do you have anything for us before we wrap up?
No, I think I've said enough. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And to everyone, this is a big week. It's a day 280 week. We've been looking forward to this week and been looking forward to day 280. And so, yes, on that note, I think we let's remember TitanX is a fair launch crypto. It's community owned. It had no pre-sale, no ICO, no IDO, and no sacrifice. Decentralization is our core principle as a community, and so it really is, from our view, fair crypto at its best. So if you're looking for a first principle crypto community or a truly fair launch ecosystem, and we recently had that, of course, with Blaze and Inferno. So if you're looking for such a community, with a substantive value proposition as well, which we discussed earlier, the TitanX ecosystem may very well be the ecosystem you're looking for. So I think we are definitely building something here, and as we approach the next bull market, and the wider macro, if you like, the macro environment really is looking good for crypto. Again, we take a look at it was last week that the ETF was approved, so it became tradable, and it is doing quite well. I think when we look at that, we look at the US elections coming up in November. Again, I'm not going to take any sides or mention it again. I'm not a US citizen at all, but of course that will have an impact as part of the bigger picture. The point is this: there's a lot that's lining up for us, and so let's look forward to it. Let's approach the week in the future with optimism, and optimism that is tempered with being rational, and with the data that we have available to us, and to make sure we don't get hurt in this ecosystem, well, as in within the wider crypto ecosystem, that we can actually take these principles with us in everything that we do within this environment, as well as and beyond. The point is that we don't get hurt in the process, that we have builders that have the community at heart, and the community that supports builders in an incredible way. I think that is really the future of crypto, the future of any sustainable community, and we have that here in TitanX. Again, that's my opinion. I'm not sort of forcing this on anyone, but I say, if one is new here, observe what's going on within this ecosystem, and make your own decision. Now, let me just round up on this. In terms of marketing, as we approach fourth quarter of the year, this topic, and I think Des mentioned it quite well in his in the bit that he raised when he talked earlier. We really would have to start looking at marketing fourth quarter, and any ideas that we may have would really be most appreciated, because we will do this, and I think we can do it, and do it really well. So again, thanks everyone. Have a great week ahead, and bye for now. Take care, everyone.